What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. It is March 1st, signaling spring-ish time here in Wisconsin, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day, and I hope today will be the day to earn your subscription. It's the only way you'll find my videos, so please do consider hitting that red subscribe button down below to support the channel. Heck, it's free. Now, the environment around Disney and Star Wars over the past couple weeks has been chaotic. It's been from the very top, Kathleen Kennedy, all the way down to the very bottom, Imagineers, actual Disney employees getting canceled. And it's not okay. None of it is okay. It's really disappointing to see that this is the kind of tit for tat world that we're living in. It's not okay when the left does it, and so it's not okay when the right does it. I hate this. I hate that there's always this, they got one of ours, so we got to get one of theirs things. But that's the world we live in, and it's disappointing. You see this report from Pirate and Princess. Disney Imagineer Chris Kidder celebrates firing of Carano. By the way, this person is now in complete hiding. I would call this a instant regret situation. You can see all these tweets have now been deleted. And in fact, I'm guessing that this person is protected. Yeah, exactly. Recently, we were alerted to a Disney Imagineer who was mocking Disney Park fans who took issue with the barges in the World Showcase Lagoon that really damaged the beauty of Epcot. But it didn't take us long to find out that this Imagineer had some revealing tweets about Gina Carano that may give us insight into this view within the company. This doesn't appear to be a low-level employee either. He's had correspondence on his Twitter feed with legendary former Imagineer John Rode. His tweets: if Lucasfilm can make sure Gina Carano won't be in another Star Wars-related project, 100 U.S. senators can make sure Donald Trump is never allowed to hold public office again. He also said, thank you for doing the right thing, Lucasfilm. This is, of course, the tweet retweeting the Deadline of Hollywood. Lucasfilm calls the Lucasfilm, the news that Lucasfilm had fired Gina Carano. He retweets it. Thank you for doing the right thing. This is where these weirdos' heads are at. Look, I'm not going to shed a tear in not one the tiniest squirt of a tear if this dude gets fired. Not going to do it. It's the world we live in. I don't agree with it, but I'm sorry. I'm not going to feel bad if this clown gets backlash. He celebrated someone else getting fired. When he gets fired, and he likely will, tough. You support it. I don't support cancel culture. I don't support firing people. I don't support allowing someone's political opinions to entirely define them. Looking at this person's Twitter feed, I've got to say this reminds me of researching the individuals in Story Matters group, in which working on such grandiose concepts as labeling the Muppets as racist. There's something wrong with these people. Chris Kidder's Twitter page for the past 6 months is post after post after post about how evil Trump and Republicans are and how incredible Joe Biden is. It's one thing to be political, but my gosh, we're not here to bash on either Democrats or Republicans or tell you one party is better than the other. But if you spend your days tweeting nonstop in a religious-like fervor, then something is not well aligned in the way you perceive the world and your life. An excellent way to put this. Do not worship your politicians. Look, people that worship Trump were cringe too, are cringe. The same way that people worship Biden. These politicians don't care about you. They don't care about delivering on their promises. And that's on both sides of the aisle. There's the meme of like this like drone dropping bombs, and one's like Republicans and it's like a regular colored one. And then the next one's like got LGBTQ pride on it, like trans flags and BLM, and they're dropping bombs. It's true. All right. Obama did it. Bush Jr. got us into that horrible mess in the Mideast. Did he ever find those WNDs? That's a Republican. Before him, Clinton did it. So, I mean, these guys are all bums. In my life, I've yet to see a perfect president. And I'd be willing to bet there hasn't ever been one. Why is Disney hiring people like this? If someone posted nonstop every single day over and over about how Trump is a saint, and that the Democrats are evil. There's no way I'm hiring that person. This goes both ways. But what I'm seeing over and over as I look into Disney's current top crop of talent, it's cultish and scary to see how many people working for Disney in places of influence who have little nuance or understanding of the world and are far, far, far left partisans. These aren't traditional liberals, in my opinion, and mine either. So there you go. When you go to Disney parks, just remember people like Chris don't seem to believe people with opinions similar to Gina Carano should be allowed to work for the company. I'm amazed they haven't outright told guests of similar views they're not welcome in Epcot or the Magic Kingdom, except they'll take your money to pay people like Chris Kidder. And that's exactly the issue, right? This is where your money goes. And I don't want my money to go. I've never been really an outspoken advocate of sailing the high seas. But now I would never judge somebody for it. You know what? Enjoy what you want to enjoy. I mean, I don't want a dime of my money paying this dude money. I don't want a dime of my money going to Kathleen Kennedy. I'm still going to report on the stuff. And if my viewers choose to go to Disneyland because their kids like it, that's okay. I don't want you, my viewers, to turn out as bitter and hateful as some of these people. Look, you can speak out against Disney, but don't rob your kids of their next favorite Disney movie. Don't be like those weirdos on Twitter with the woke 8-year-olds. Oh, I told my 4-year-old daughter that Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, and she burst into tears. Baloney. And the best case scenario is, if that's true, you're a weirdo parent forcing politics on a toddler. I mean, don't be like one of these people. Whether you lean conservative or you lean liberal or somewhere in between, let kids be kids. And it's okay to take your kids to see a Disney movie and not grumble about, this freaking SJWs are running. It's okay. You're allowed to like things. You're allowed to watch WandaVision. Would I prefer you watch it at a friend's house, or you watch it in a way in which Disney does not get your money? Yeah, of course. I think that's a good thing that everyone can do. I think it's about practicality when you push back against these type of things. Don't let it ruin your life. You see these people with TDS. It's insane, right? You see people alone in their cars driving with masks on. Like, who wants to live their life like that? These people have a mental illness. And that's because they obsess over politics. You see this article. Chris Kidder, Disney Imagineer and producer at Epcot Spaceship and Earth. He has since locked his Twitter, but his LinkedIn profile claims he's been working with Walt Disney for over 12 years, and it states his work ended in December 2020. Kidder tells Bounding Into Comics he was no longer part of Disney in December 2020. Before he began working with Walt Disney Imagineering, his profile says he worked for almost 5 years as a senior financial analyst for Walt Disney. Most recently described himself as a creative producer. He writes, creative team leader responsible for archiving and maintaining the creative vision and for ensuring implementation of vision through the project's life cycle, from blue sky ideation through design to implementation. He also adds overall producer for Epcot transformation project of over $1 billion and creative producer for Spaceship Earth attraction. Kidder also describes himself as a, quote, key Epcot liaison for various groups across Walt Disney. Again, it's pretty clear Kidder has worked for Disney for quite a while and appears to have been in the position of significant power when he's lead a managed team. You can see these two obvious tweets. And again, this is somebody that also spoke ill of companies, that or spoke ill of the customers of the customer. Given Kidder was in a managerial position at Walt Disney Imagineering, one has to wonder whether or not he discriminated against individuals based on their political beliefs. Of course he did. These tweets praising Carano's fire seem to indicate that he did. Also, given Kidder's position, one has to wonder if this is approved corporate culture. Is Disney a discriminatory company? Their public actions certainly seem to indicate they are. One has to wonder, given Kidder's tweets, if he was one of the individuals who created a toxic work environment at Disney and Lucasfilm. After her firing, Carano sat down with Ben Shapiro, where she detailed how Disney has a culture of bullying. She stated, "I'm not the only one who's ever been bullied at this company." I mean, if you look at Kidder, And, the fact that he had gone after, people who didn't like the giant barges at Epcot. Look, the barges are there because they're working on something. I mean, you see, this is also just a few days ago. We've discovered that Disney Imagineer is mocking the essentially universal complaints about the ugly barges destroying the visuals of Epcot. It's hard to see why Imagineer Chris Kidder would be laughing at fans is a good show, would think laughing at fans is a good show. And of course, it's just, him saying, Disney Twitter versus reality. Of course, he's now deleted that as well. There are some barges in there that are kind of gross. Ariel looking at the staging so far for Harmonious. Notice also the barges at the island. Water screen of Harmonious seen from Japan Pavilion compared to Ariel. So you see these barges in here as they work on this, which will be a water show. These people hate you. I think it's okay to stop giving them your money, but also don't let it turn you into like this toxic, hateful person, because that's the way to live. If you like Marvel movies, enjoy your Marvel movies. Life is short, and as far as I know, we only get one shot at it. But there are practical things you can do to stop giving them money, and I support that as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.